So many women over 60 suffer in silence with itching, small tears, or strange odors. It feels embarrassing, maybe even shameful, and most of the time you don't bring it up, not even with your closest friends. But here's the surprising truth. The real danger isn't the smell or the discharge itself. The real danger is in the way you try to fix it. And if you've been scrubbing harder, spraying deodorants, or even rinsing inside, then you are making some crucial mistakes that could cost you your health. In this video, you will not only hear about the mistakes you're probably making when it comes to your intimate health, but also I will tell you about this amazing product I recently discovered that will change your life forever. Now picture this for just a moment. You're doing your usual routine in the shower, thinking you're keeping yourself fresh and clean, but what if those very habits are the hidden reason your irritation keeps coming back? I need you to listen closely, because what I'm about to share may completely change the way you think about vaginal care after 60. We're going to uncover the 5 most dangerous mistakes women make when washing, mistakes that silently harm your intimate health without you realizing it. And here's the part I need you to remember. One thing that I'll share isn't just a tip about hygiene. It's the secret to having the freshest, healthiest vagina you've ever had, especially after 60. In fact, I'll even reveal a product I trust that can restore comfort and confidence in ways most women don't even know are possible. Welcome back to the Female Health Podcast, where we talk openly, honestly, and safely about the intimate health issues that too many women are left to figure out on their own. I'm Dr. Lia Parker, an intimate health psychologist and gynecologist with more than 30 years of experience helping women through every stage of life. Today we're diving deep into the hidden dangers of how you wash, the myths, the mistakes, and the costly habits that could be putting your vaginal health at risk. Stay with me until the very end, because once you understand these dangers, I'll show you exactly how to turn things around. Let's start with something that seems small, but could quietly become a serious threat if you miss it. Many women notice itching that lingers, a strange discharge, or even a bit of bleeding after menopause, and yet they brush it off, they wait, they hope it will just go away. But there's a catch, and it's very important that you hear this. Many women don't realize that those little signs are often your body's first warning. Ignoring them doesn't make them disappear, it gives the problem more time to grow. So here's the deal. Not every unusual odor or spot of blood is something terrible. But what I am saying is this: if you overlook these red flags, you could be taking a risk you don't even realize you're taking. And here's what matters most: ignoring symptoms doesn't make them vanish. I've seen too many women delay going to the doctor because they felt embarrassed, or they didn't want to make a fuss. But listen closely, it is never a waste of time to protect your health. The women who act early almost always get answers sooner, and more often than not, the issue is small and treatable. That peace of mind alone is worth the visit. After you're sure it's not an infection, then we can finally focus on fixing your vaginal smell and every other problem you might be facing. And I promise, this video will help you more than you expect, so stay with me, because the next 3 parts will definitely shock you. These are things almost every woman has done to clean herself, and yet almost no one realizes how unhealthy they really are for a vagina. But before we go there, let me be crystal clear. Don't try to ignore serious symptoms. I know it feels uncomfortable to bring up, and I know it isn't easy to sit in that doctor's office, but if there's even the smallest chance your body is dealing with something serious, don't think twice, don't wait, see your doctor. That single choice can change everything for your future health. Now that we've cleared the air about when to seek medical help, we can turn to the everyday mistakes, and this next one is something most women are guilty of, even when they believe they're doing the right thing. Once you hear it, you'll understand why irritation keeps coming back, no matter how carefully you think you're washing. Let me ask you something. Have you ever felt like no matter how much you wash, the irritation just keeps coming back? So the next day you wash again. Maybe even twice. Maybe you scrub a little harder, hoping this time it will feel fresh and stay fresh. At first it seems logical. You think, if I just wash more, the smell will go away. If I scrub harder, the itching will stop. And for a moment it feels cleaner. But then, almost like clockwork, the burning, the dryness, or the odor shows up again. Now here's the twist. That very habit, scrubbing and overwashing, is the mistake, and it's one of the most common ones I see in women over 60. Here's why it's so risky. The skin of your vulva is not like the skin on your arms or feet. It's thin, delicate, and much easier to damage. Every time you scrub, you create tiny micro tears. You can't see them, but they leave the skin vulnerable. And those little tears open the door to irritation, infections, and even pain that feels like a UTI, even when it's not one. What's worse, overwashing strips away the natural oils and the protective barrier your skin relies on. Without that shield, even soft underwear or mild cleansers can sting or irritate. It sets you up for a cycle that's hard to escape. The more you wash, the worse it feels, and the worse it feels, the more you want to wash. And this cycle is especially dangerous after 60. Why? Because your estrogen levels naturally decline after menopause, which makes the skin around the vulva even thinner and more fragile. What might have been just a little dryness in your 40s can now turn into cracks, stinging, and even bleeding when you overwash. It's like scrubbing a delicate silk fabric. Every time you do it, the fibers weaken until they tear. Another problem is that overwashing can actually mimic the symptoms of infection. I've seen women come into my clinic convinced they had a UTI or yeast infection because they were experiencing burning, itching, and discomfort. But when we tested, there was no infection at all. The real culprit was their washing routine. That's how powerful this mistake can be. And here's the part most women never realize. When you scrub harder, you're not washing away germs, you're washing away your body's own defenses. That natural balance of oils and healthy bacteria is your protection. Without it, even the simplest things, a pair of leggings, sitting for a long car ride, or just daily moisture, can start to feel unbearable. And I need you to stay with me here, because the next mistake is even more surprising. It's not about how often you wash, but where you wash. And once you hear it, you'll realize why so many women keep suffering in silence, even when they think they're doing everything right. Now, the next mistake is one I know many of you have tried at some point. Some women do it after sex, some after their period, and some even make it part of their daily shower routine. Here's where the problem begins. The moment you start treating your vagina like it's dirty, you're working against your own body. Because what most women don't realize is that the vagina already has a built-in system to take care of itself. You take the shower head and let the water spray inside. Or maybe you've used a douche because a friend or a magazine once said it would make you feel fresh. Inside the vagina, the walls produce secretions, what you know as discharge. That fluid carries away old cells, bacteria, even traces of blood after your period. On top of that, the vagina keeps itself at a very specific acidic pH. That acidity is your built-in defense, protecting you against harmful bacteria and infections. And on the surface, it feels logical. You wash your hands, you wash your face, so why wouldn't you wash inside your vagina too? After all, you can't actually see what's going on in there, so it's tempting to think, better safe than sorry, I'll rinse it out just in case. So when you rinse inside, whether it's with plain water, a douche, or a soapy solution, you're not helping. You're stripping away the very bacteria that protect you. You're throwing off the natural balance that keeps you safe. And without that balance, harmful bacteria multiply fast. The result? More irritation, more infections, more pain. Many women who do this regularly end up with recurring problems, bacterial vaginosis, yeast infections, even repeated UTIs. They think they're being cleaner, but in reality, they're making themselves sicker. And here's what's so shocking. I once had a woman in her late 60s who couldn't understand why her infections never stopped. She tried every treatment under the sun, but nothing worked. When I asked about her washing routine, she told me proudly that she rinsed inside with the shower every day. She thought she was protecting herself, but she was unknowingly destroying the system designed to protect her. Once she stopped, the infections disappeared. So here's the bottom line. Focus only on the outside, the vulva. Your vagina is already doing the work for you, and it does it better than any product ever could. And this is where the story takes a surprising turn. Because if the inside is designed to stay untouched, what you put on the outside suddenly becomes even more critical. And in the next part, you'll hear something that is far more dangerous than most women realize, yet every woman uses it. This mistake is so common that most women don't even recognize it as a mistake. You notice a change in scent. Maybe it's stronger than usual. Maybe it feels unusual after menopause. Maybe it just makes you feel less confident. And immediately the thought creeps in. I need to fix this before someone else notices. That pressure, that sense that your natural scent is somehow wrong, is where the danger really begins. Because instead of listening to what your body is trying to tell you, many women go searching for a quick cover-up. something that promises to make you smell clean, fresh, or even floral. And in the moment, it feels like the right solution. But here's the twist you may not have expected. Those very products, the sprays, the wipes, the deodorants, the powders, are not protecting you. They are quietly harming you. Think about this. When you use these cover-ups, two dangerous things happen at once. First, you silence your body's signals. That odor you're trying to hide might actually be your body's early warning sign of infection. And second, the chemicals in these products strip away your natural oils, dry out your skin, and upset the delicate balance of bacteria that protect you. The result? More irritation, more itching, and yes, even stronger odor. But here's where things turn around. Because while sprays and wipes fail you, there is a way to finally feel fresh again, not just for a few hours, but every single day. And that's exactly what I'll reveal in the very last part of this video. It's a cream that supports your body in the way it was designed to work, soothing the burning, healing the tiny tears, restoring comfort, and yes, making your vagina smell better than it has in decades. Let me be absolutely clear, the skin of your vulva is delicate, especially after menopause, when it becomes thinner and more sensitive. Fragranced wipes and sprays rub harsh chemicals right into that fragile skin, leaving behind tiny cracks that bacteria can slip through. Powders can clog pores and trap moisture, creating the perfect breeding ground for yeast and infections. And every time you spray or wipe, you're not removing the problem, you're feeding it. Even more concerning, these products mask the very signs you should be paying attention to. A change in odor combined with new discharge or burning could be an early infection, or in rare cases, something far more serious. But if you're layering perfume over it every day, you may not realize the danger until it has already grown. That's why covering up is not just unnecessary, it's risky. But imagine stepping out of the shower and knowing that your vagina feels calm, healed, and naturally clean. Imagine the confidence of knowing that the smell isn't just hidden, it's truly improved. I will recommend you a product that changed my life, so keep watching, because that cream is the solution you've been waiting for. But before I tell you about it, we still have one last everyday mistake to cover, and this one doesn't happen in the shower, it happens in your closet. This last everyday mistake might seem harmless, but it could be quietly feeding the very problems you've been trying to get rid of. And it's not about what happens in your bathroom, it's about what happens in your closet. The good news? This mistake is one of the easiest to fix. So many women over 60 slip into synthetic underwear, tight trousers, or stay too long in wet clothing after a swim or a workout. And at first it doesn't feel like a big deal. But here's the truth. Nylon, lace, and other synthetic fabrics don't breathe. They trap heat and moisture against your skin, and that creates the perfect conditions for irritation, yeast, and even painful boils. Even worse, if you stay in damp clothing after a swim, after gardening, or even just after sweating, you're giving bacteria and yeast exactly what they need to multiply. That's why infections seem to come back again and again, no matter how carefully you wash. So here's how to fix it instantly. Cotton underwear is your best friend. It's breathable, it absorbs moisture, and it keeps your skin cooler and healthier. When you're at home, switch to something loose and comfortable to let your body breathe. And at night, give your groin area the freedom to rest and recover. I also want to share a specific recommendation, because so many women ask me what brand I trust. There's a link in the description to underwear I personally recommend for women over 60, soft, breathable, and designed to protect delicate skin. It's a small change, but one that makes a huge difference. Before we go to the product that will change your life, here's the bottom line about everything we went through. When you ignore symptoms, scrub too hard, wash inside, cover odor up with sprays, or wear the wrong underwear, you are working against your body instead of helping it. And to fix all these problems at once, keep watching. Because we came to the point where I'm about to tell you about a product that will change your life, and that's why you absolutely must stay with me just a little longer, because in the very last part of this video, I'll finally share the cream that can restore comfort, fix the smell, heal irritation, and give you back the confidence you've been missing. Women who use it often say they feel fresher than they have in decades, and I'll tell you exactly what it is in just a moment. This is the simple, powerful fix I've been saving for you. The cream I recommend contains olive fruit oil, which smooths dryness beautifully, and it does it fast, without sting or perfume. Dryness after 60 is not your fault. It's a natural response to lower estrogen. Your body just cannot provide the same moisture anymore, so you have to help it. This cream helps your body do exactly that. But it does more than moisturize. The formula includes hemp seed oil and vitamin E to replenish and soften, plus beeswax to create a breathable protective barrier that keeps moisture where you need it most. And if you've had those tiny tears after intimacy, the soothing botanicals, calendula to calm, golden seal and comfrey root to support natural repair, help tender skin feel supple instead of raw. That means less burning, less soreness, and a return to comfortable closeness. After I used this myself, I told my patients about this cream. They told me the clean, healthy scent they thought was gone comes back. Not a fake floral cover-up, but that light, fresh confidence that comes from balance. This cream supports your body's own microbiome instead of fighting it, so you feel fresh when you wake up, fresh after a walk, fresh after intimacy. And if you combine this cream with the breathable cotton underwear I linked earlier, your life will change forever, and you'll wish you'd known sooner. The link to the cream and the underwear is in the description. Take care of yourself today. You deserve to feel comfortable, fresh and confident every single day.